nullifiers of Islam. The first nullifier of Islam, shirk in worship. Throughout history, humanity has sought connection with the divine, with power, with hope. But crossing a boundary turns devotion into transgression and guidance into misguidance. In many cultures, including among some Muslims today, people turn to graves of saints, scholars, and holy men, pleading and offering, believing the dead can change their fate. وَمَنْ أَضَلُّ مِمَّنْ يَدْعُو مِنْ دُونِ اللَّهِ مَنْ لَا يَسْتَجِيبُ لَهُ إلى يوم القيامة وهم عن دعائهم غافلون. The Quran is clear. The dead cannot hear you. They cannot respond. They cannot help. They are themselves in need of Allah's mercy. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam warned his ummah in his final illness. He said, "May Allah's curse be upon the Jews and the Christians, for they took the graves of their prophets as places of worship." To make a vow to the dead, to offer sacrifices in their name, is not an act of love. It is an act of shirk, associating partners with Allah. This was the very crime of the people of Nuh, of Quraysh, and of countless nations destroyed before. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah said, "Whoever places his trust in a created being, calls upon them in the times of distress, or seeks their intercession without Allah's permission, has committed shirk. There is no need to seek intermediaries. The door to Allah is open. The one who created the soul is closer to you than your jugular vein, so call upon Him directly, sincerely, and alone." وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمُ ادْعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ عَنْ عِبَادَتِي سَيَدْخُلُونَ جَهَنَّمَ دَاخِرِينَ. Tawheed, the foundation of Islam. Shirk, the destroyer of it. Shirk doesn't always come with idols. Sometimes it wears a mask called democracy. Some call upon graves, trusting the dead, while both trust creation over the Creator, turning away from the obedience of Allah. Today, many Muslims are told to vote, that their vote can protect Islam, that it's the lesser of the two evils. But what are they really voting for? They're entering a system that places man-made laws above Allah's law, a system that appoints lawmakers in place of the Creator, a system built on Taghut. Imagine someone walking into your home, telling you where to put your sofa, move your TV, change your wallpaper, basically rearranging everything. You'd be like, "Hold on, this is my house." Now imagine the entire world, the creation of Allah, with His laws already in place, and then someone comes along trying to change what the Creator has set. Voting for man-made laws is like giving that person the keys to your house, helping them move things around that were never theirs to touch. Who truly deserves the say, the Creator or the creation? إِنِ الْحُكْمُ إِلَّا لِلَّهِ أَمَرَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ. And Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَئِكَ هُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ. This is no small matter. It's not politics, it's Tawheed. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah said, "There are things forbidden absolutely, no exception, not even in dire need. The greatest of them is shirk." So how can one claim to uphold Tawheed? By committing the very thing that nullifies it. They say we are choosing the lesser of two evils, but Shaykh Sulaiman ibn Sahman warned, if you know that turning to the Taghut is kufr, then remember Allah said fitna, kufr, is worse than killing. Even bloodshed between people is lesser than appointing a Taghut to rule by other than what Allah revealed. They said, vote for Tony Blair, he's the lesser of two evils, but he was the one who sent an army into Iraq. He lit the skies with fire and ash. Over 1 million Muslims, men, women, children, slaughtered. No weapons of mass destruction, just mass graves. This was their lesser evil.
Was the decision to enter Iraq and topple his regime a mistake?
You know, whenever I'm asked this, I can say that I apologize for the fact that the intelligence we received was wrong.
Then they said, vote for Obama. He's the lesser of two evils. But his drones darkened the heavens of Afghanistan, Yemen, Pakistan. He bombed more Muslim countries than any president before him. He killed with precision and smiled with charm. This was their lesser evil.
Who dropped the most bombs in a calendar year in American history?
Oh, President Barack Obama.
Barack Obama,
Yeah.
right? Including drone programs and so on, right? Who got elected in 08-09 on shutting down Guantanamo Bay? Because as a former lawyer, he believed it was an illegal institution.
President
Barack
Barack
Obama.
Obama.
What is still open today?
Guantanamo Bay?
Correct, right? Etc., etc., etc.
Then they said, vote for Biden or Trump. Maybe one will stop the war on Gaza. But Trump gave Jerusalem to the occupiers. He whispered plans more wicked than Iblis himself to buy Gaza after wiping out his people.
President Trump doubling down on his plan to own the Gaza Strip during a press conference alongside Jordan's King Abdullah.
We're not going to buy anything. We're going to have it. We're going to keep it, and we're going to make sure that there's going to be peace.
And when asked about whether the president's Arab supporters would be happy with his decision to occupy Gaza, Trump responded, citing his support in Michigan during the election.
But you know, if you look at Michigan, where we have a large Arab population, as you know, I was just telling the king that we won. As you know, I won the Arab population.
And Biden, he signed the checks, he gave the bombs, he backed the genocide. That was their lesser evil.
Israel has a right to defend itself when you have thousands of rockets flying into your territory.
So tell me, how many lives must be lost? How much blood must be spilled before we realize the lesser of two evils is still evil? Our Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba endured boycott, exile and hardship, but they never compromised their tawheed. They never legitimized kufr, even under pressure. So what excuse do we have?
Voting is kufr and democracy is kufr. I'm sorry, it needs to be banned from our vernacular. It is a very simplistic, a very false construction of some principles of theology that are misunderstood. How can voting be kufr? You pay taxes. You are an American. This is your land. Whether you like it or not, this government is representative of you.
Voting is not allowed unless one faces ikrah, true coercion, like a gun to your head. Anything short of that is not an excuse. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah said, when a Muslim chooses shirk over hardship, he has chosen destruction over salvation. There is no benefit, no maslahah, no fear, no pressure that can make the worship of Taghut permissible.
I do solemnly, sincerely and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles, his heirs and successors according to the law.
والذين اجتنبوا الطاغوت أن يعبدوها وأنابوا إلى الله لهم البشرى فبشر عباد. Hold the line of Tawheed even if the world stands against you.